Big news of the week, Visa and PayPal are both now joining companies in allowing consumers to pay for their goods using cryptocurrency. So PayPal announced that U.S. customers can use both, a host of instruments, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash. But these have to be first converted into fiat currencies first before the transaction can be processed. Visa's taking it one step further. Their Bitcoin using Visa doesn't even have to be converted into US dollars first. It's automatically accepted as a form of payment. So this brings me to my question, Frank. People have been wondering when and how cryptocurrencies can finally be accepted as a form of payment. Is this it? Is this the day that's finally happening?
It is happening, and PayPal was the first, and you could see what was taking place with PayPal, being able to Bitcoin appreciate, young people would turn around, and what's interesting is you could buy a fraction. So at $50,000, you don't have to write a check for $50,000 for one coin. You can buy $500 or $1,000 of PayPal, and as Bitcoin rallies, you could turn around and convert it to buy. Remember, Gold Money did this a while ago with gold, where you could convert your money into gold, and as gold was going up, you could turn around and use your credit card. And that was always a fascinating tool, but the broad adoption hasn't really taken place as it is taking place with PayPal. And Visa does take it to a higher level because there's better software, David. And a lot of that software comes out of Vancouver in Canada, where they've been able to basically test, and they can find, because of it's a blockchain, if that coin was in the dark cloud, if it was in the bad area, was it used for hackers, etc. They know where it's been. They don't know who has had it, but they know where it's been. And if it's been to a shady area, it's not going to go in. So software is allowed Visa. It's allowed law enforcement to go after people. So I think this adoption process is accelerating. And that's why I did a short clip a week ago for like a minute explaining Metcalfe's law. Metcalfe's law says that as adoption accelerates, you get these exponential moves in the underlying crypto.
Yeah, tell us about Metcalfe's law. What do you mean by that? How does this apply here?
Well, basically, you're seeing that it's highly correlated to the number of wallets. So as more and more people open accounts to buy stocks, the stock market goes up. As more and more people can turn around and buy a fraction of a share. The old days, you used to split a stock to turn around and get more people buying. Today, software allows you to give you a fraction of a stock. So the success of Robinhoods of the world, and Schwab does it too in America now, you can buy a fraction of Berkshire Hathaway. You can buy a fraction of Bitcoin. You can buy a fraction of gold. GLD basically also allowed you could buy a fraction of it. So this is really fascinating, and it allows, and what the math says is that more and more people buy, and the supply is restricted or cannot facilitate that fastest growth as the wallets are growing or the new accounts. You get these exponential moves, and that's what we're witnessing. It explains how cellular phones took off. So it's really working well in understanding Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Do you think now is a good time to be launching this service? Are there enough users of cryptocurrencies out there to warrant a service like this, Frank?
Well, let's think about the big picture, a very big macro. In the baby boomers, my age, millennials, your age, we're going to go through a transfer of wealth over the next 30 years of something like $10 trillion. So that $10 trillion, and you as a group, as a demographic group, are used to digital money from playing games, from video games. It's just part of your life. And so the idea in this concept of what I call the second derivative of trading an intangible, and I've seen that in the ETF business, David, is 8 years ago when Greece shut down for 6 weeks. The Greek ETF stopped all redemptions and new creates of money going into it. $400 million traded every day for 6 weeks when the stock exchange and the economy was shut down in Greece. And so an intangible traded off an ETF of modeling off the underlying securities based on all this math, and it traded. You could go in and out of trading around a $400 million bundle of shares. That's remarkable. So today, that's what we're witnessing, this idea of intangibles trading. The concept of Bitcoin is an intangible of a very elegant, like a piece of Picasso art, a Monet that's 64 characters. It's so unique that it's being adopted more readily by millennials. Visa and PayPal are basically catering to you and the transfer of wealth over the next 30 years.
Wow. Okay. How long would this adoption take, you think?
I think we're in early innings of it. We had the big run up in 2017, the winter of 2018, the bottom trough of 2020 was recently the first next big leg. So the next 4 to 8 years, and also the Bank of International Settlements. I mean, this guy is the CEO there, was trash talking crypto and everything's bad about it all through the winter. And all of a sudden now he's got religion. And he's talking about digital money with central banks and digital money and crypto. So it's in a big sea wave.